Back here for the second half of the Scratch Division title match from Holiday Bowl in Albuquerque. Chris Brown and Mason Edmondson. No thumbs, two talented bowlers going at it here in the title match. We got a righty no-thumber and a lefty two-hander. Welcome to bowling in 2012, people. Where we can say that and not even like blink and think it's even that out of the ordinary. The smooth no-thumb release of Chris trails right now by 14 pins. He has a strike working and can't find that left-hand lane yet. Meanwhile, Edmondson's going to be on a strike, shooting in his 8th frame coming up, so Chris really needs to not give away any pins here and cover up his spare. He switches to a very hard shell ball that won't hook much at all. Keeps the no-thumb release. I couldn't recommend that less, but it works for him. That's all that matters. Covers up the spare, trails by 14 still. Mason with the chance to put the hammerlock down in this match if he can strike here in the 8th and the 9th. Mason, a two-time champ, a lot more going to be in his future as he's traveling around with this from North Texas. The steak-eating champ of the tour right now. He outdid Jared by about 20 ounces at Big Texan last year. Oh, and this time does get the 6-8 to trip out. Bowling on those twister pins, they carry a little differently, and I'd rather be light than high in general on them, but he gets the 6-8 to trip out. Extends his lead.
Must be your day when you get a trip 6.
Absolutely.
On twister pins.
Chris can max out still for 215. Mason now going at a 218 pace, so if he can stay clean and hold the count, it'll be his title. He had the higher pinfall than Chris going in. Pinfall mattered up until the semifinal game. Super Survivor, sort of a hybrid of a pinfall tournament and the elimination tournament. And again, that fell off his hand funny. It fell off his hand funny in the 7th. He got really lucky to get the light hit strike there. This time, really lucky to only leave a 3-pin. That could have been a 3-7, 3-7-9, anything like that really easily. He will take that 2-pin. I humbly predict he will spare that 2-pin. It'll be up to Chris to put the pressure on him into the 10th. Good turnout today to kick off the 2012-13 New Mexico season. Thanks to Gary Skidmore and his whole crew at Holiday. Another fine weekend. Pulling on the Kegel Montreal pattern if you didn't watch round 1. 41 feet of heck. It's a -130 cut today. That's low. So we really had to grind out those marks. Anything less than strikes in the 9th, 10th, and 11th for Brown, and Chris and Mason won't even need to mark. He needs to catch a double somewhere to force the high count open.
It's got to push. It does.
It had to push, it did. Chris giving it sort of that please hold sign from about 40 feet.
Shows how much we know.
Well, not just 2 strikes, but 3 strikes really important here in the 10th frames. That gives him 215, and with Mason on a spare, he needs to force the count issue as much as possible. If he doesn't strike here, Mason Edmondson's your champ. Kelly is nervous. Oh, it's pretty good. Get that 10-pin. Oh! Staying alive with the slow roller messenger there.
I say about it being your day when you trip a 6, it's more your day when you do that.
Yeah, really. Chris obviously nervous as heck because he gives the plays to the crowd there with a little sarcastic phew. He's having his little YouTube moments. I don't blame him. All that power rolled out that 10. Let's see if one more makes it really a match. Way wider. Oh! Mason rolls the 6th in the 8th. Chris gets a late messenger in the 10th and then rolls a 2 in the 11th.
Earlier in the match too.
Listen, that's why you throw all that power in this modern game. That was a good arrow wider at the break point and somehow got back and carried it. And like I said, this fill ball, equally important here. Even 9 makes it much easier on Mason. I remember fill balls being important in the past in Chris Brown's title matches here at Holiday. Let's see how this one goes. Wide again. Oh, and this time it doesn't come back, and that 7 is killer. Still a great finish to get up to 212, but now 9 out is 216, so it gives him a lot more room. Or sorry, 9 spare, 8 makes help me out here, 215. So any kind of decent count spare and decent count after that wins now. And open he loses. That is not an open, kids. That is throwing it dead flush for the cheese right there. Can't throw it any better than that. That's a tournament winning strike. Well, Chris did his job. He showed up in the 9th, 10th, 11th, but Mason up to the challenge, and he's going to win his 3rd career JBT title. He'll go off to the Big Texan and celebrate with about 80 ounces of steak, knowing him. He can put it away, too.
He's tiny.
He's a tiny guy. You should see him. He made Jared look crazy. You hear that? Nicely bowled match by 2 talented bowlers. We'll hand out the awards, then we'll do it all over in Las Vegas, the Nevada part, next weekend.